Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching this video. So without wasting much time, let's dive into why we are here today. So today we're going to be talking about who determines the sex of the baby. What I mean by who determines the sex of the baby, I'm talking about in a marriage. Of course, in a marriage, who determines the gender of the baby when it comes to giving birth to children, who determines the sex of the baby, because we live in a society where we have this controversy where somebody is accusing somebody of not giving him or her a baby boy or a baby girl. So this video is here to clear out the air so that way we don't accuse people falsely and we don't get into argument that will lead to something not good for our health. So today I'm going to be talking about who determines the sex of the baby. Is it the husband who determines the sex of the baby, or is it the wife who determines the sex of the baby? Stay tuned and watch this video to the very end. Without much ado, we all know that ultrasound is very accurate when it comes to determining the gender of the baby during the first trimester, right? Yeah, ultrasound is good when it comes to determining the gender of the baby, especially during the first trimester. So but without being said, we all know that chromosomes is responsible for determining the sex of the baby. Scientifically, yes, chromosomes is responsible for determining the sex or the gender of the baby. Okay, every organism is made up of a cell. And what is a cell? A cell contains a thread-like structure which is called chromosomes. In humans, there are 46 chromosomes in each cell, and each cell is made up of a pair. So there are 23 pairs of chromosomes for both male and female. So each of them have 23 pairs except for the female. And I'm going to explain to you why female have an exception. Women have an exception because the male chromosomes is made up of X and Y, while when it comes to females, it is made up of just X and X. So it is the male that has a difference, but the women just have just one chromosome, which is the X and the X. So if the X from the male fertilizes the X from the female, is going to be a baby girl. But if the X from the male fertilizes, if the Y from the male fertilizes the X from the female, is going to be a baby boy. So clearly we can say that, or we can determine or say it with much confidence that it is the husband which is responsible for determining the sex of the baby, because guess what? A husband has X and Y chromosomes, while a wife have just X and X chromosomes. So the wife can only produce X chromosomes, but the husband has two choices, either to produce an X chromosomes or a Y chromosomes. If the husband ejaculate during an intercourse and produce an X chromosomes, it will of course meet and fuse with the X chromosomes from the woman, and it's gonna be a baby girl. But if on the other hand the husband releases a Y chromosomes during ejaculation and it fuses or fertilizes an X chromosomes, of course, from the women, from the lady, is obviously going to be a baby boy. So basically what I'm trying to say is that it is the husband who determines the sex of the baby because of this reason. A husband can produce an X chromosomes or a Y chromosomes, while a wife can only produce an X chromosomes. So let's say, for example, during ejaculation or during intercourse, a husband releases an X chromosomes. It's going to fertilize the X chromosome that the woman produces, and of course, it's going to give them a baby girl. But if, for example, the husband during ejaculation produces a Y chromosomes, it's going to fertilize the X chromosomes from the lady, and it's going to be a baby boy. So X and X from the husband and X from the wife is going to give you a baby girl. But Y from the husband and X from the lady is going to give you a baby boy. So basically, men are the one responsible for the gender or the sex of the baby, because they have the two choices, either an X chromosomes or a Y chromosomes. While on the other hand, in the part of the lady or the woman is just an X chromosome, because she has just X chromosomes and X chromosomes. Why men have X chromosomes and Y chromosomes. So that is where the difference comes from. So your men, before you start accusing your wife of not giving you a baby boy, you should ask yourself this question: that during ejaculation, what chromosomes did I produce? Was it an X chromosomes or a Y chromosomes? And I know somebody will be asking me, oh, so when do I know I have to produce a Y chromosomes, and when do I do, or what do I do to produce an X chromosome? Here, I mean, there are things that you can do, but it's not really 100% sure or guarantee, because these are just abstract or what people think that there is no scientific point or backup in order to prove this point that, okay, if you eat this food, if you do this exercise, or if you do it during this time of the day, it's gonna be no, 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 no. Those are just ideal thinking. It is not back scientifically. No. So there are no high chances that if you do certain things or during the day or during the night, whatever time of the day it is, it's gonna give you an X, or you're gonna release a Y chromosomes. No, there is no guarantee for that. So it's just an illusion, what people think, which is not scientifically backed up. So that one is not a good idea. But if you want to go by it, so be it. But God gives children. God is the one who determines if during ejaculation you're going to release a Y chromosomes or an X chromosomes. So you just have to talk to him in prayers that, God, I need a baby boy. Do what you can do, and then he will take the rest. But if you base on this fact or this ideology or this illusion that if you do it maybe during the day, if you have intercourse with your wife during the day or during the night or during this particular time, or if you eat this food, you're gonna release Y chromosomes, that is a further lie. So long as we don't have any scientific proof to back up that point, then we are not talking about it. We all know that male reproductive cells are known as sperms, while female reproductive cells are known as eggs. So it is really hard because during ejaculation, about how many thousands of sperms are being released for one ejaculation, and just figure out in your brain that only one of them have to reach the final destination of fertilize the eggs from the woman. So you can see that it is truly a miracle from God. That's why I usually tell people that you are not useless, because from the origin or from the genesis of reproduction, a man's sperms will leave and travel all the way to come produce just you, and then 10,000 or so many died on the way and couldn't make it to the final destination. So the fact that you made it to the final destination it means you are precious. It means it was destined by God that you will be alive or be a human being. So that is what is being said. But it takes God for them to be in a position where you will say, okay, I have a male child, or okay, I have a female child. But whatever the baby that comes, you just have to accept it and thank God for it, because there are so many others out there who don't even have it. They can't even conceive. Talking about choosing whether it's going to be a male or a female child. To me, a child is a child. A child is a blessing. I really don't see why people overemphasize on a baby girl or a baby boy. No. Children are blessings from God. Irrespective of how they came, they are all blessings from God. So there shouldn't be at any point in your life where you feel like, oh, I am not a complete man because I don't have a male child. Oh, I am not a complete woman because I cannot give my husband a male child. It is never done like that, because sometimes we just judge based on what we will see, but we don't actually know that there is a plan or a purpose for everything that God creates on earth.